Okay, so welcome back from lunch. How's the food upstairs? Sedap? Okay lah. Alhamdulillah. Okay. So the second half of the training will be a little bit more challenging. Yeah, not in the sense of the PowerPoint techniques that I'm going to share. That part is not challenging. The challenging part is because we all just had lunch. Tahu lah, the ice get a little bit heavier after your cup intake, alright? But nonetheless, which is why over the years I have designed my module to make sure that you won't even be presented with the opportunity to fall asleep. The moment nak tertidur je terus kena buat exercise lah, right? So yes. Okay, let's continue where we left off, and we'll go straight into the subject of colours. And like I said, this morning, that the subject of colours is not dedicated to this part alone, because the application of colours differs from one instance to another. For infographics, you use another colour approach. When creating objects or boxes, you use a different colour approach. So the subject of colours will be quite widespread across the entire 2 days lah. Yeah, but I'll kick off with something that you can apply straight away. Now, I'm sure sometimes when you have a slide where you have to share a couple of data lah, right? A couple of content, you have 5 sections and all that, and some of you will create boxes, yeah, to separate the data. So now, this one, the color for the projector is a bit off, so let me change the color a little bit. Let me format the background and change it to grey lah, for example. Okay lah, let's just go black straight away. Okay, now, so some of you, when you try to design slides like this, every data has its own compartment, and then you want to put colors inside. And some of us don't have the ability to know what colors to put in that will make it look nice. And for those who are not inherently creative, inilah cara kita nak solve this issue. Okay, for step 1, right? For step 1, we just go to PowerPoint, we click on the object, and we go to shape fill, and we use all these colors lah. Okay lah, let's take something random. Okay, the first color is yellow. Okay, second one, what color? Anything but yellow pun jadilah. Okay, merah. Lepas tu the third one, anything but yellow and red. Okay, letak blue. So you go completely random, janji dia different. That's it. And this contributes to your slide looking extremely horrible lah. Seriously. Doesn't mean the more colors you put into your slides, the more cantik your slides will be. Please don't have that kind of mentality. Yeah. Now the thing that you can do, okay, to improve on this is, for example, instead of putting multiple colors for every box, here's what you do. Under shape fill kan, the first section here is called theme colors, and you can see down here, diorang dah bagi all the color tones that you can use. Just select a color tone and work your way down. For example, if you want to use blue, okay, we start off with the lightest blue here, then you go to step 2, just work your way down to the second box, work your way down to the third box, work your way down to the fourth box. Having a consistent set of color schemes will always make your slides look more presentable versus having multiple colors. Yang ni kalau color dia gelap sangat, just reverse the text to white and it will look a lot more professional and a lot cleaner. Okay, jangan letak banyak-banyak colors. Now, so for those who are a bit sharp, you would have noticed kalau ada 5 boxes, bolehlah pakai, because the theme colors pun it only has 5 color tones. So what if you have a darker or step 6, yeah, where you have to do a darker color. Alright, so this is the last color lah from that standard PowerPoint template. So if you have to do a step 6, right, this is how you go about it. Yeah, the last color here, if you go to shape fill, and down here, there's a function called more fill colors. So you select more fill colors, dia akan buka this panel here, and just observe this small panel on the right hand side. Yeah, this is basically your toning punya bar. Now currently, your blue for step 5 is sitting here. You see this arrow ni is indicating that it's on this color scheme. So what you can do is you can click on that blue arrow that small arrow, you click and you hold it and you pull it down even more to get a darker tone. As you can see here, you are getting a darker tone from the same blue color scheme. Now they dah gelap sikit, right? Similarly, if you want to achieve a lighter color scheme, take the first color ni, go back to the same place, go to more blue colors, and you naikkan this small black arrow to pull it up so that you get a slightly lighter color, yeah, on top. So these are the kind of things that you can do when it comes to using the tones, yeah. Now another thing that I like to do is I like to apply a little bit of transparencies. For those who are in marketing or analysis and all that, when you do your diagrams, especially your Venn diagram and all that, I like to apply a little bit of transparencies for my objects. For example, the moment the format shape panel open, there will be a transparency bar. Just increase the transparency a little bit so you can start having a see-through effect, so that you can start doing your comparisons and whatnot, right? So, but what is the most frequent use of transparency for me? I apply transparencies a lot for instances yang macam ni. Okay, when you have a slide, you have a nice image in the back, and then you put boxes containing your data dekat situ. Try to make it a habit, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, that every time when you have a data in a box like this and it's in front of a nice picture, try to apply a little bit of transparency on your boxes so that boleh nampak sikit, yeah, the whatever that is happening behind your box, yeah. All these small little touches can enhance the overall design on your slides, yeah. So please apply some of those. So these are the immediate color techniques that I can share with you. I will share with you a lot more over the next few subjects. Now, speaking of the next few subjects, let's go into image editing, which is one of the most underutilized functions on PowerPoint. Now, I'll give you the first example. This is a slide that I've done for one of my clients. Okay, she wants to talk about how Islamic banking, Islamic banking is growing, even outside of Muslim markets, even in Europe and all that. They're starting to grasp the concept of shared risk, of sukuk and all that. So, because the subject is that, so when I went to Google, I searched for a picture that can represent that subject, where Islamic banking is growing even in Europe. So I found a picture of a crowd featuring some Europeans, right? But in the middle of that crowd of Europeans and Caucasians, there's one Muslim lady in the middle. So to tie back to the subject, all the other people around her are in black and white. They are slightly out of focus, they're slightly blurred out, while only the Muslim lady in the middle is in full color, in full sharpness. Now, the kind of effect that I did here, for those who are not aware, to do this kind of effect where you single out one part of your image and then you do a different treatment for the back, you do a different treatment for the subject matter. Some of you may require you to use Photoshop. You use the lasso tool, you select and things like that. So banyak benda yang you think PowerPoint cannot do. But this was done completely using PowerPoint. And I'll show you how to do it. The original image actually looks like that, where it's all full color and whatnot. So how did I single out one person and retain her in full color while the rest went to black and white? So there's no immediate solution to do this. But again, we are all about manipulating PowerPoint. We're all about doing things beyond the ordinary. So I'll show you how to do this, yeah. Because the moment you tahu nak buat benda macam ni, right, this kind of designs, a lot of ideas can come up. When I trained Iskandar region in Johor, Iskandar Irda, right? So they wanted to show which parts of the development in Johor that belong to them and all that. So they created a map of Johor, and then when they talk about area 1, the area 1 will light up, will be in full color, everything else is in grayscale. Then they go to area 2, then everything else will be grayscale except area 2. So they can create a lot of ideas from this technique. So let me share with you how I do it, yeah? So first and foremost, what you need to do is your original image name, okay? You prepare 2 copies, yeah? Prepare 2 copies and put them side by side. In this case, I'm going to do that. I'm going to Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, letak sebelah-sebelah macam tu. Okay, why do I have 2 copies is because the one yang belah kiri ni, the one on the left, I'm going to change it as my background. Where I turn it to black and white, I make it a bit blur, like how you saw just now. The one on the right is for me to highlight the girl in the hijab ni. Alright, so let's work on the background first. So, when you double click on any image on your slide, terus you will have that picture format tab. Remember that I told you about this morning. Now, on your left hand side is the adjustment tools that you can play around with. Yeah, normally I just play around with in this area. So the first thing that I did was I changed it to black and white. So I went to color. Under color saturation, paling kiri, the most left is to turn it to black and white. So that's what I did, right? You can also choose a recolor option here. You nak letak biru ke, nak letak merah ke, boleh. But I don't recommend it because it looks horrible. Yeah, so it doesn't look that great. So I'll just maintain a black and white. Now the next thing that I did was make it look out of focus, make it look a bit blur. So to do that, just now we went to color, now we go sebelah, we go to corrections, and there's a sharpen and soften tool here. Soften equals blur. So the one on the left makes it look a little bit blurred out. Now you can see the effect of it. It looks a bit out of focus. In fact, if you want to make it even more blurred than this, there's another option. Under artistic effects, yeah, if you drop this down, on the second row, yang paling hujung ni, yeah, this is also a blur effect. So you select blur, now you can see it really looks out of focus kan, yeah. Okay, so that's the effect that I want for this background. Okay, let's leave it alone. Let's go across here. Now, time for me to select the girl in the middle. And for me to just highlight her seorang, I now have to remove everybody else around her. So I'm sure some of you know, the moment you double click and under picture format, yang paling kiri ni, on the left hand side, there's a function called remove background. Okay? Those who have tried to use this function will tell you how difficult it is or how frustrating it is to use this remove background. Because I'll tell you, for those yang tak pernah try kan, the moment you click remove background, you are literally going to start bergaduh dengan PowerPoint. You're going to have an argument with PowerPoint. Because PowerPoint is most likely going to guess wrongly. So the moment I select remove background, let's see what happens. There you go. PowerPoint thinks I want to keep this guy with the white hair and this guy's hoodie, completely missing out the girl in the middle. So you now have to tell PowerPoint what you want. You can see up here the functions are, you can select mark areas that you want to keep, mark areas you want to remove, and let's do that. First and foremost, we have to tell PowerPoint what we want to keep. So I'm going to select mark areas to keep, and I just have to just draw around the area that I want PowerPoint to simpan, like that. Okay, dah select dah. Although it has selected what we want, it has not removed what we don't want. So now we have to go back up here, select mark areas to remove, and apply the similar thing. Okay, let's draw across the area yang kita tak nak. There you go. The jacket at the back here, please. There you go. Now, if you're going into very hard to reach areas, tolonglah jangan, don't squint your eyes and sampai terjuling terus, you cannot reach and all that. Just be generous, go all the way down here, zoom into your slide so you get a full-blown image, and you can start selecting all the small areas yang susah nak reach in terms of your mouse, yeah. So okay, let's click a bit more. Once you have selected whatever you want to keep and you have removed whatever you want to remove, then you go back up and select keep changes. So the moment you select keep changes, everybody else is gone. Tinggal dia saja. So what you do now, we put one image on top of the other, letak macam tu, and that's it. We select the front and back copies, we cut a copy and we paste it as a picture. And now you have a new image singling out what subject. Yeah. So you get the idea of how we can play around with this. Yeah. So like I said, there's no direct application to it. There's no direct technique or there's no button. But the moment you apply the two combinations of removing the background and playing around the colors, you can start creating a new image. Now, why is this remove background function very useful? From a design sense, yeah, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, if you design slides like this, most pictures that you get from Google ke apa ke, right? The pictures that you get generally akan ada background macam ni, kotak putih ni with the white color and all that. Now I want you to be the judge of it, yeah. Compare this slide where the picture has a white color background dengan kotak tu versus having a slide that looks like that. Yeah, where there's no background, there's no box, and your subject matter is just floating on your slide macam tu. Yeah, this is amateur, this is pro lah. Okay, So that's why we should try to remove background as much as possible when we want to highlight our pictures. Now, and another reason why I like to remove background is because the moment dah tak ada background, there's no background, you can start playing around with things like this, where I have a shape here, I'm going to put it like that, right? I'm going to put it behind here, okay? And another one as well, I'm going to draw it same effect, right? Like that. Okay, let's make it a little bit slimmer. Okay, send it to the back. And now you can create your own backgrounds, to feature your subject, right? And you're creating a really, really nice effect for your slides. Because belakang tu dah tak ada gambar, tak ada color, so you can start imposing your own background style. Now, if you're too lazy to remove background, there's a lot of work and things like that. Another cheat code is senang saja. When you're looking for pictures in Google, search for PNG files. I'll show you what I mean. Imagine you nak cari a picture of KL. Okay, if you search for KL skyline, you find this kind of pictures, and then you see this one. Wow, I like it lah. I like the outlines of the building and all that. Kalau you nak buang, if you want to get rid of each and every cloud in the sky, good luck to you lah. Satu hari you dah siap lah nak remove background tu. Right? There's a lot of work, right? Not worth the time. So what you do alternatively, after you search for your keyword, add the word PNG, because generally PNG images are pictures that do not come with background. Yeah. So let's find an example. Let's see a nice one. Can I have something that's more some W colors? There. Okay, great. See, you see this picture here. Why I want to show this picture is because you see here, sebelum I click, before I click, it looks as though there's a white color background. Nampak macam ada white color. But when I click to preview, right, can you see a checkered background kat belakang tu? Yeah. When you enlarge to preview and the checkered background appears, this indicates that this image does not come with a background. So we can straight away copy image, pergi ke PowerPoint, and we just Control V. When it goes in, it's only the outline of the image saja. There's no color behind it. Yeah. So you can start using this as your watermarker or background or things like that. Yeah. But be careful, jangan kena con, because there are also some fake PNGs out there. The fake PNG files are like this, where before you click dah nampak checkered background tu. The ones yang kalau before you click dah ada checkered background, this is the fake PNG lah. Because if you were to copy this and you put it into your PowerPoint, then the checkered background will ikut. That means you still have to remove the background using the function on PowerPoint, which is redundant, right? So just search for PNG files and search for the genuine ones that do not come with background, so that it's easier for you to apply. Okay. Now another thing that I like, I'm sure you all have to do a lot, is you have to get icons. Every time you masukkan content and all that, you want to get at least 1 or 2 icons to represent the topic and all that. Same thing when you're searching for icons, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, is that, for example, let's search for security guard. Please add the word PNG as well. Yeah. Oh, okay, icon, sorry, not actual. Icon, add the word PNG at the end, so that you can get icons that are transparent. So when you copy and paste it into your slide, dia nampak, dia tak ada background. Okay. Now same thing. Another thing that I want to do is, let's put 24 hours. Okay, let's search 24 hours icon. Alright, 24 hours. Wait, hours icon PNG. So we have something like that. Let's copy this. Copy. Let's paste it into our slide and and now we can start creating icons that never existed on Google, but you are combining 2 or 3 icons to create something that is unique to you or unique to your topic, right? Now imagine you want to put this in a smartphone. Here's one of the cheats yang ramai orang tak tahu boleh buat. I'm going to search for smartphone. Okay, smartphone icon PNG, right? And you have a picture like this. Okay, no background. Copy image. Let's put it on my slide. I'm going to Control V. Okay, dah masuk. However, I have a problem here. My icon is black. My background on my slide is also black. So some of you, when you face this problem, you probably go back to Google and you do a search like smartphone, icon, PNG, white. Okay, I don't know how many years you've been searching for white color icons, but it stops today, yeah. Because if it's a PNG file, where the file tu tak ada background, yeah, this is all you have to do, yeah. Instead of searching for white color icon, this icon, you go to format picture, alright. The four icons here, go to the last one, which is picture. Because under picture corrections, there's a brightness bar that you can push up 100%, naik ke atas, and your white black icon becomes white. Tu je. Tak payah penat-penat pergi cari white color icon ke apa ke. Yeah? Just increase the brightness to 100% white, to brightness, that's it. And now, the moment I combine all this and I start pasting, this is your own unique icon that has never existed on Google. So you are combining 2 or 3 icons to create something that's unique to your topic or your subject that you want to highlight. Yeah. So that's how I sometimes personalize my own icons. Now another thing that I like to put in is, like I said earlier, the animated GIFs. In Google, there's a lot of animated GIFs, and I think this is a nice technique where you can cheat the system. You malas nak animate dan sebagainya. These things already move. So you can straight away copy from Google and put it into your slide. Now I found this animated GIF, which I thought was really, really nice because it's got the moving buttons and all that. So I wanted to just put the buttons on my slide, but I didn't want it to be in a box. I tak nak dia ada dalam kotak. I just wanted 2 buttons to float on my slides like that. So I thought that I can use the same technique macam remove background lah. So I wanted to remove background kan. The moment I click to remove background, tengok-tengok, tak boleh. So animated GIFs don't allow you to remove the background. You have to take the box and all that. So I said, alamak, problem ni. Because I don't want it to look like a box. So I thought, okay lah, let's just compromise mid halfway. Let's crop the box to make the box smaller. Tengok-tengok, tak boleh crop juga. So animated GIFs don't allow you to remove background lah, cannot make corrections lah, cannot crop lah, so many restrictions. So how do I solve this? I want these 2 buttons to continue moving like that, but I don't want it to be in a box. So the way to do it is, let's reverse engineer lah the solution. What if the color of my slide is the same color as this box? Will it give the illusion that there's no box? I think that should solve it, right? So how do you get the same color? For those who don't know, yeah, every time you open PowerPoint punya color palette lah, yeah, okay, the last function on your color palette is called an eyedropper, right there. There's the eyedropper tool. So you can select the eyedropper tool. Now your mouse becomes an eyedrop. Just put it on top of the color that you want. Yeah, in this case, I want this orange. Click, and your background will replicate that color. Yeah. So now, problem solved. Actually, almost solved. Because there's a problem here. What's the problem? That line kan? So that line is part of the animated GIF, is part of the box, which I cannot crop, right? So tak boleh crop benda tu. So now tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, now that I'm training you to become cheaters and manipulators of PowerPoint lah, how do we cheat our way to remove that black line? Pandai, you all are now certified penipu just like me. Okay, good. That's exactly how we do it. Okay? So, here's what we do. Yeah? You say box. It doesn't necessarily have to be a box. You know, circle lah, janji dia cover. That's it. Right? Make sure there's no outline. Shape fill. Now, when you eyedrop a certain color, tak payah eyedrop dah after that, because it will be here under your recent colors. This is the last color that I eyedrop. That's it. Done. So now, mission accomplished. Right? So, now this is one of the ways to do it lah. You as the people who see your slides, they go, wow, very nice movement and things like that. You as the creator of the slide, kau tahu ada kotak kat bawah tu. So, there's a saying lah, just because you like to eat a burger doesn't mean you want to know the cow. Yeah. So tak, macam mana you buat tak penting. Right? It's the end result that counts. Yeah. So, my suggestion is this. In your next upcoming document, your next upcoming presentation, where can you apply an animated GIF? I'll give you a suggestion. If you are the presenter, I'm sure you akan sampai earlier than everybody else into that meeting room. You nak set up the projector lah and things like that, right? So and then you'll put your front cover on display. And that front cover will be there at least 10-15 minutes before people masuk, for the meeting. And I can guarantee now, 100%, I'm sure, right? Currently today, none of your opening slides or your title slide ada movement, betul tak? Semua flat kan? So why not find this in Google? Just search for something called loading, L-O-A-D-I-N-G, loading animated GIF. Because when you find loading animated GIF, you get that kind of movement. Nampak bawah ada word starting soon tu. Yeah? So you can create that kind of movements as though there's a digital punya effect to it, as though your presentation tengah load, right? Waiting for people to come in. Some of it will be a moving circle, some of it will be color bars like that. You can always create all these subtle movements that will make it a little bit more exciting sikit. Yeah? This guy went a bit further. He took cari black smoke animated GIF, letak dekat pelantar minyak dia just to create a bit more movements. But you get the idea on how you can create your slides a bit more animated without having to actually animate your content. The animated GIFs are more than sufficient to do that. Alright? Okay, so as a recap, now that you know you can remove background, and you also know how to find PNG files on Google that do not come with background. So the next time you want to get logos, of companies ke, or sponsors ke, or partners ke, things like that, jangan cari gambar-gambar yang of these logos yang ada background macam tu, kotak-kotak. You don't do collages like that, because I'm sure you can evaluate yourself the difference between doing something like that and doing something like that. Which one looks a lot cleaner? Yeah? So if you'll be wondering kenapa I punya slide nampak comot sangat, it's because of that. Yeah? So now, even if you remove the background or you find the PNG files, if you think doing the one on the right, if it's nice enough, here's how you can make it even more dramatic, using techniques that you've already learned this morning. So imagine, okay, I have these logos, I arrange them in a manner that I want. I susun dia ikut what I want, and then I select all of the logos, I cut, and then I paste as a single image. You know what I'm talking about kan? Kita select semua, kita cut, so that when we paste it, it becomes a single file. Now, this morning, when you played with typography, you created that 3D rotation, remember? The parallel angle and all that. And then just now, right before we went for lunch, when you insert your picture inside the text, you created a little bit of reflection. Kan? Just combine those two techniques, the 3D rotation and the reflection, for this kind of instance. This is the kind of designs that you can do, you see, for a very simple content. Yeah, that's a 3D rotation where you create a perspective, and that's the gloss effect that you can get via a reflection. All right. So these are the things that you can start, exploring the editing tools on PowerPoint, the image editing tools, to elevate your punya design standards for your slides. Yeah. So you don't have to wait further. Here's what I want you to do. Exercise. Tak sempat tidur. Dah cakap dah. Alright. And this one, you can step away from your property mindset. This is more of your own personal self-expression if you want to. If you want to retain your property mindset, boleh juga. Yeah. Here's what I want you to do. Okay, number one, find a picture of a subject matter. Whether it's your favorite artist ke, a picture of you ke, a picture of your boss ke, a picture of your cat ke, doesn't matter. Alright, superhero ke. So that's one picture. And then I want you to search for another picture which is of a location. Tak kisahlah, city skyline ke, beach ke, mountain top ke, stadium ke, up to you. And I think you can guess what I want you to do. I want you to combine both pictures and make it look as realistic as possible as a brand new image. Alright? And if you remember how I, blur out my background so that it looks a bit out of focus to create that sense of depth, I want you to try that. Okay? So, because it's a very simple exercise, I'm going to give you a very generous 20 minutes to try this. Okay, silakan. Go wild.